Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I was playing around with my ZT-0470, and it is still every bit of awesome as I initially thought it was. Still rocking it, and I decided to keep it forever. And what does that mean? I don't really keep knives forever. Eventually they end up somewhere else. I always have to use them for, you know, sales to raise money for more purchases, or use them as trade items and stuff. But I made the executive decision to hang on to it for a very long time, and for me, that means getting rid of the box. I don't have a lot of storage to hang on to every box of every knife I ever get, so I save select boxes. Like if there's something really limited edition or something I don't plan on using, I'll save the packaging just because I know the next guy's gonna want it, or it'd be cool if they can have it. But you know, for user knives and stuff, I just ditched the packaging because I plan on having it for a very long time. So this is going to stay in the EDC rotation slash availability for a undetermined time. Might have this thing for years. I just really do love it. It really is my favorite ZT. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is when I was throwing out the box, I grabbed the paperwork and I was looking through it and I saw something I wanted to talk about a little bit, which I thought was interesting. Now, I actually made this video already. This is the second time I'm filming this. And I have a very unusual habit, which I'm going to disclose to everyone right now. Christina thinks it's very strange. But when I throw things out, I have to destroy them. Does anyone else do that? Like if I have papers, I can't just throw this in the garbage like this. I have no idea why I do this. I don't know when it started. I feel like I've done this my whole life. I feel like maybe it's just to consolidate the garbage, but if I have papers, I have to rip them up as small as possible and throw out all the pieces. If I have something that like I'm not using anymore, I have to break it before I throw it in the garbage. I have to destroy things. I don't know why. Maybe it's something weird in the back of my head. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you that is because I made the first video on this and my battery died in the middle of it. No big deal. I charged the battery. I threw on, I have like, a couple smaller batteries that are good for a few minutes. They're old and being used over and over again. They don't hold that much of a charge, but for this particular purpose, I just need a couple more minutes to finish my video. So I'm filming, I'm talking, the battery died, swapped the battery to the new one, finished my video, repeated a couple things that I've said just to make sure, because I'm not sure exactly, when it stopped recording. So I put the files on my computer, and the first video that the battery died, the entire video was corrupt. The whole file was corrupt. So I lost it. And I thought, all right, well, I guess I'll remake the video. Then it dawned on me that I completely tore up the instructions to throw them out because I'm weird and I do that. Luckily, ZT has the same paperwork in all their knife boxes, or at least the ones that I've seen. So this is the same paperwork, but it's not the one from this knife. This is from a different ZT. So I have to be cautious of not tearing this to shreds when I'm done making this video and putting it back with the other one. So that was probably unnecessary to say, but I figured I'd share with you anyway. So this is the ZT paperwork that you get. All right, you buy one of their knives. It shows, a couple different parts, what they're called. I guess for reference as you're reading things. It shows you how to open some of their flippers. Talks about the hidden flipper on the SLT model, which is super cool, by the way. I did do a video on that a long time ago. Well, maybe not that long, but I did discuss that because I thought it was interesting as well. Talks about thumb studs, closing your folding knife, and then this is today's topic: correct pocket clip usage. Now, if you look at the back here, you can see again, shows some sharpening, shows some angles, all right, blade coatings and so forth, warranty and that kind of stuff. But we are focusing on this, okay? Let me get this situated here. Let's do that. All right, so yes, pocket clip usage. I wanted to read this to you and talk about it a little bit because I thought this was interesting, at least Zero Tolerance's viewpoint on the whole situation. So correct pocket clip usage. Let me zoom in a little so you can maybe read along with me. It says, to ensure the knife remains closed until you open it, put the knife inside your pocket with the pocket clip to the outside as shown. The blade side of the knife should be snugged up against the seam of the pocket. Using the pocket clip properly makes carrying your knife safer A clip knife will be less liable to open accidentally, even if the flipper is impacted by another object you're carrying in your pocket, purse, or backpack. Not using the pot clip may may lead to serious physical harm. All right, so this is what they're talking about. Obviously, we have a right side tip up carry here. This knife is swappable to left side tip up, all right? And they're saying in some cases, their knives are available in tip down, left and right. So there's 4 different ways you could carry your knife, right? Tip up, tip down, left side, right side. What they're basically going over here is when your blade is in your pocket, they want the spine of the actual blade to be against a seam in the pocket. And the idea is so that it cannot be exposed to the pocket, so that it cannot open up in the pocket. For example, if this was tipped down, all right, they want this snugged up on the right side of your right pocket. All right, if you have it tipped down and you do not have it against the seam, the idea is the blade could come open in the pocket. I really have no idea how this would happen. I've never personally had this happen. I suppose if you lean on a flipper just right, you know, you can get it to pop open. But you'd have to, like, even if it did open in your pocket, the edge is not exposed upwards. So let's say this is open inside your pocket like this. You go to dip your hand in, it's just going to shut the knife. The extremely rare situation where you come in to grab something in your pocket and you lean just right on it and it happens to open up a little bit, you know, and then you go to pull back and you cut yourself on the tip of that blade. I mean, that is such a rare situation. I've never even heard of it happening. And I've carried thousands of knives. Hundreds of knives I've carried tip down, no problem whatsoever, with the blade, you know, spine exposed to the pocket. But they're suggesting that that could be an issue, okay? So that's basically what they're talking about here. And let me read on and then I'll finish my, my thought on this and their pictures. So it says pot clip carry options. ZT comes with pre-drilled for a variety of carry options. See photos for the safe pocket carry positions for these various options. A tight pocket clip combined with this placement will help ensure your knife does not open accidentally during carrying. Caution, do not clip the knife to your belt. Carrying a pocket knife loose in your pocket is not recommended. So obviously anyone watching who enjoys their traditional knives and slip joints and stuff, you know that you can carry it loose and it's not a problem. Now specifically with a non-locking slip joint style knife, you tend to have stronger back springs and such, so the likelihood of it accidentally opening is less than, you know, a knife that's designed to be opened one-handed with a flipper or some other, you know, mechanism to open it. So as far as the loose in the pocket, we know maybe that you have a little bit of risk there, but I've never personally come across an issue with a knife opening in my pocket. Let me know down in the comment section if you have. Have you ever had a knife open in your pocket? I'd love to hear the scenario. What knife was it? What happened? Did you seriously hurt yourself? I'd love to hear more about that. Now, what I thought was interesting here is what they're suggesting is, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, if you carry a knife tip down, they're suggesting that you put it in your back pocket, okay? If you're righty, keep it in your back right pocket. If you're lefty, keep it in your back left pocket, to keep that blade spine still against the seam instead of having it exposed outward towards your pocket. I thought this was a really interesting thing because I have talked to people over the years and I've seen randomly in videos before, especially like gun videos, I'll see a guy who will have his main Foley knife in his back pocket. Now for me, I carry my wallet in my back right pocket. All right, now although I have a large wallet, I could definitely get away with, you know, having a folder next to it. You know, it's not ideal. I could probably do that, but I don't want to sit on my knife. I don't feel secure like that. I've never done this. I've never carried a Foley knife clipped to my back pocket. So, I mean, not to say I can't start, but I don't feel like I ever will. But I know people do this. I know it's a little bit more rare. A couple reasons why you might do this. If you want full access to your front pocket, whether you have a pocket pistol in there and you don't want anything, you know, in the area. I've been dealing a lot with that over this last summer in the warm months. I've been pocket carrying a Glock 43 and I do not have anything in my front right pocket, okay? When I switch to, you know, concealed carry on the hip, that's different. Then that's when I have my full loadout. I got my pocket organizer in here and I got my main knife clipped in my pocket. That's what I've been used to my whole life. But when pocket carrying a pistol, I don't want anything in the way at all. All right, that's a very serious thing. So I've been carrying my main knife like on a cargo pocket on my right leg. I've been doing all kinds of different setups. I mean, with tactical pants, it's not a big deal because then I have a dedicated knife pocket outside between the back pocket and the front pocket. So that's a whole different thing. But I am curious. I'm very curious how many of you guys who are watching this video right now do carry in your back pocket and why. Maybe you don't have a gun, you don't carry a gun, and it's just for other reasons. You just want to have full access to your pocket for change, or maybe your lighter or whatever. You don't want anything scratching your knife. I don't really know. But I'm very curious to hear how you guys carry your knife. Again, I'm feeling like the vast majority of you watching the video carry it the same way, which would be right here. Front right pocket, all the way back towards the seam. That is just the most popular way to carry a knife. That's kind of the reason I made this video, is because I was looking through, you know, my little pamphlet here before I was about to tear it up and throw it out. And I thought, you know what, I want to make a video on this because I know people do carry their knives different ways. You know, it's funny because people talk about belt knives. That's a term used. And a belt knife to me is a fixed blade that does have a sheath that's attached to your belt. However, I've also seen this, although rare, I've seen people who clip their knife to their belt, just like this, where it's hanging on the outside. So it's not like on the inside of their belt, like concealed or anything. It's just literally they've used the pocket clip on the outside. Okay, so the knife was just sticking out like that. I've seen that before. I've seen folding knives just tucked in with no pocket, just like tucked into the belt, you know? So I've seen all kinds of things, although it is rare. It is very rare when you have a pocket clip on a knife, which, by the way, thanks again, Sal Glesser, if you guys are not familiar, the owner of Spyderco and creator of Spyderco Knives, had created the pocket clip, probably the most copied design out there. People talk about knife copies all the time. Hey, they stole that design. Well, guess what? If that's the case, then Sal is owed a lot of money because he came up with the pocket clip concept. And as we know, it's pretty much standard on all folding knives. So, you know, anyway, that's for a whole different discussion. I just want to talk about, you know, different ways to carry. I'm curious to hear all the people out there that do not carry traditionally, you know, inside the pocket like that. Do you carry it in your back pocket? Do you carry it in a leg pocket? Do you carry it, you know, somewhere else? I'd love to know about it. Post your comments down below. Just wanted to talk a little bit about how you guys are carrying all these awesome knives we're always talking about. Because like I said, some people are doing something different and doing things outside the box. And as long as it works for you, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter, you know, there is no right or wrong way to carry a knife. It's whatever works for you. That's pretty much it. Now, there's certainly safer ways and unsafe ways to carry your knife. I wouldn't necessarily recommend just keeping the blade open and sticking it in your pocket so it's ready to go. That's obviously not something people are doing. So that's all. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. I'm putting this off to the side before I forget. And I want to rip this up, so I got to put that right back right away. I know it sounds so funny. How many of you do that as well? So not only tell me how you carry your folding knives, but I want to know, when you throw something out, do you rip it up? Do you shred it? Do you bend it and break it apart? It's funny because when Christina will mention it, I'll jokingly say, because I'm not serious about it, but I say, hey, if I can't have it, no one else can. That's why I break things before I throw them out. And I only say that because I heard a comedian talk about that once. I forget who the comedian was, and you guys might even be good enough to know or remember this if you watch a lot of comedy. But someone was talking about their father, like having garage sales and like a teddy bear, you know, and the teddy bear didn't sell at the garage sale, so he's throwing it out and he's like cutting the head off and popping the eyes off and stuff. He's like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, I know these guys, I know their tricks. They're gonna come back here. They don't want to buy it at my garage sale, but they'll take it out of the garbage when I throw it out. So, I don't know, it always stuck with me. I thought it was funny. So that's the excuse I use when Christina asks me why I'm destroying stuff before I'm throwing it out. So anyway, obviously I'm not serious about that. I don't actually think that I'm throwing my garbage out and someone's taking it. It's just a funny comment to say, I guess. So that's all for now. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.